What's going on, penny boys and gals? It's your boy, What the Duck here, and it's time for another trading class. All right, so it's Thursday, which means it's going to be time for a stock trading class on trading tools that you can use, be it Webull, Robinhood, TradingView. We have Yahoo Finance, but today we're going to be going over FINVIZ, which is a free stock screening tool. All right, so just so you know, every Monday we'll be going over trading strategies. Tuesday, we'll be going over some of our premium alert breakdowns. Wednesdays is our options trading day. Thursday is today is our stock screening tool, FINVIZ, or usually we'll be doing just any type of stock trading tool that you can use. Friday is going to be a live Q&A in the new members program voice chat. So if you're not a part of our premium alerts and not a part of the new members program, then you're going to miss out. And Sunday is going to be another overview of stocks. This time it's going to be stocks that are currently under entry that we can put onto our watch list for the next week. So if you're not already a part of our premium alert services, this is how you join. You can go to our Facebook, which is facebook.com/groups/BTpenny. So again, that's BTpenny, Penny. And you can also go to our Discord, which is under discord.gg-btpenny, and that's where you'll find our premium alerts. And as you can see, we got a bunch of great gains recently. Now, if you aren't a part of our premium alert service, you're going to be missing out on our class homework, as well as the live Q&As that go on after these classes, and all the great chats that we can do in our Discord, where we answer any and all questions, because I'm always around on those chats to give out any help that you guys need. All right. And like I was saying, if you're not a part of our premium alert services, not only are you missing out on our Q&As after this, you're also missing out on our raffles and our punchboard drawings and all of our great prizes. We gave away a $100 Visa gift card, as well as a $75 Visa gift card, a $50 one, and a bunch of $25 Visa gift cards, as well as screener settings, Q&As on different alerts with our alert gurus. We gave away technical and fundamental analysis classes. And you're also missing out on our great alerts. As you can see, this person right here on the past 3 months made 91% on our alerts, which is amazing. Osiris over here, looks like they made a nice 5% profit on a great day trade. DLPN, we sold for 27% profit and then 36% profit, still holding some shares. We also got right here, looks like Jameson Schwartz made that awesome 110% profit in the past month, which is amazing. Congratulations, Jameson. Our member here has some great July gains so far, a 32% gain on DLPN and a July success rate of 100% on 4 trades so far as the alerts go, at an average return of 28.67%, which is just amazing. And Screwer 80 here has been having a rough month so far, but look at that, 158% in the last month. And that's with a rough month, so imagine a good month. So if you're not already a part of our Discord, definitely be sure to check it out. We also have a free Discord with some free alerts going on there. But enough about that. It's time to get to the reason you're all here, and that's the FINVIZ class. So let's go ahead and look at the FINVIZ homepage, which you can find by going to finviz.com. So once you go to finviz.com, you're going to see this as the homepage. So right off the bat, you can see our Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and S&P 500. Just gets a quick overview of the market as far as that is concerned. Then down here, you'll see different tickers that have different signals, whether it be top gainers, top losers, new highs, new lows, overbought, oversold, unusual volume, as well as the most volatile stocks, as well as earnings. And if you scroll over these little signals, it'll tell you what they mean. Overbought means stocks with extreme price increase over the past 2 weeks, calculated by the RSI, which we'll be going over in one of our classes in the future. New high, meaning stocks that have just made the new 52-week highs today, and so on and so forth. And we'll go over all that in detail in our next class, as far as our next FinViz class goes. You also have tickers with other types of signals like wedge up patterns, triangle ascending patterns, triangle descending patterns, head and shoulders, and this will also, you can scroll over it and it'll tell you what that means. So wedge up, horizontal, and so on and so forth. And this will show you all different stocks that have the same types of patterns. And we'll also be going over what these patterns mean and what the different types of candle patterns mean in our future classes. Right now we're just going with basics of FinViz. So, and you can click any of these and it'll bring you to some of these home pages as far as the different headlines go right here. So that one was the E-Trade mobile app built for traders on the go. You can click any of these and it'll show you different headlines as far as the general market goes. You also can see which stocks have major news and how it affected them. So you can see here BBY has some major news that made it go down. Even if you scroll over it, it'll show you the chart. A quick overview. Scroll down further, you'll be able to see the earnings release dates right here. So July 8th after market close, July 9th before market open, which is the B right there, and the A, which is after market close, and it'll show you the different stocks that have earnings releases coming up. You can also see the latest insider trading as well as the top insider trading stocks and our futures. So you have crude oil, natural gas, gold, the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. So that's the home page. So now we're going to go over the screener and how to screen for a few different stocks, as well as how that works, as well as some different settings that we like to use. And we'll go over a bunch of different ones in the future. We're just going to go over maybe 2 or 3 different types of screener settings that you can use. But first, we have this heat map over here. So a little Christmas tree going on, green and red. This will show you the different sectors that we were talking about before, different industries. And in our first class, our Monday class, we went over portfolio diversification. So if you watch that class, you'll know that you don't want to, let's say, get into all real estate or all financial stocks, because if you do, then look, all your stocks will be red. And that's basically the same thing as just going all in on one stock. So this will show you the different sectors and industries that are doing well with that heat map. And what we can do before we go into the screener, we can go into groups, and this will show you which types of sectors, how they're all doing as far as a 1-day performance, 1 week performance. And you can click the different stock or the different sectors and it'll show you all the different stocks in there. But here we go. So you got the 1 week, you got the 1 month, you got the 3 month, and it shows you how all these are doing. And then you can use this because you can see here like technology is doing pretty well overall. And you can use this to screen for different stocks. So you're going to go and click the screener, just right here. It'll bring you to this. So as you can see, right off the bat, you have 7,531 tickers. Now, nobody has time to research 7,531 stocks. If they do, they're literally staying up. I don't even know if they stay up all night to be able to research all of them. That's just too many stocks. So what are you going to do? How are you going to be able to know which ones to look at and which ones to research and do your due diligence on? Well, you click all. It'll bring you to all the different types of specifications that you can narrow down these tickers so you can search just a few tickers, and that way you know which ones to look for. So we're going to do another sports analogy. Pretend that you're a football, football scout, right? You're scouting a bunch of people playing football. You're at like an NCAA game or something like that, or you're looking at a list. You don't want to look at every single football player because there's just too many. So what you do is you want to narrow it down to maybe like the top 10, the top 15, the top 20 different football players. Or let's just say that your team is looking for a QB, and your team's good at running the ball, so you want a good QB who's good at the running game. Or let's say your team is good at passing, you want a QB that's good at passing, like long plays, or depending on what your team specifically is looking for, you're going to try to narrow it down to just a QB that works for you. Same thing works with stocks. Let's say that you know how to trade a certain stock really well. Let's say you're good at trading the swing plays that are beaten down and ready for a run up. Then you will know that you can try to search for those type of stocks. Or if you're good at trading the ones that are high volatility and that are near their 52-week high or breaking out, then you'll know to search for those type of stocks that are quick or looking for a breakout. So how to look for all those different types of stocks, we'll go over a few of them. Okay, so remember how we were looking at the groups over there, and we saw the technology was doing very well. So let's say you want to look at technology stocks. Technology has been doing well in the past day, week, and 3 months. So you click technology under sector, and now you're down to 594, which is still a lot of stocks. So let's say you want to find the technology stocks that have good volume. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into relative volume, which is the ratio between the current volume and the three-month average volume. And let's say you're looking for volume that is 2 times over 2, which is like basically 2 times the amount of normal volume. And let's say you want a stock that has over 200K volume. So you don't want stocks that usually don't have volume. Now you're down to 34 different stocks in the technology field. And let's say you want to look for ones that are not overbought. You'll click that for RSI. Now you're down to 10 stocks. So these are 10 technology stocks that have good volume, good relative volume, and good volume in general as well. And as you can see, you can check out all their different other specifications like market cap and their price, their change, the volume, and all that other good stuff, which we will go over later. And if you scroll over the stock, you can see what the candle patterns are looking like, what the chart's looking like. So this is just one way of looking for different types of stocks, looking for certain ones in a certain sector that you know are doing well recently, like the technology sector. You got GoDaddy here, you got Green Sky, Casa Systems. You can see this one, you can just scroll right over it. You can see that it's kind of been going up and down, up and down. You might want to wait for it to go back down again and buy and wait for that. That way you can go back up and you can sell. And what you would do is you will click the stock. It'll show you the SMA 20, 50, so on and so forth, and how it's been doing over time. So as you can see, it's been going up, and usually goes down to 4, and then goes up a little bit, goes down to 4, now it's at 450. You might think it's either going to go up a little bit more, maybe go back down to 4. You can do your own due diligence on the chart as far as that goes to see what you think is going to happen. But you can also scroll down and do some other due diligence, not just based off the charts, but based off of, let's just say, the return on equity and all the financials and stuff like that. Which, once again, we'll go over all this type of due diligence work in the future in detail, like how to go over financials and also how to go over different chart setups. But here you can see just like a basic overview. You want to see a lot of green, which is nice. You can see that their financials are not the greatest because the return on assets, return on equity, and return on investments are all in the red. You can see that the sales, though, are doing pretty well. The sales quarter over quarter, which is the quarterly revenue growth, as well as the quarterly earnings growth. So that means that its sales has been doing better the past quarter than it has the one prior to that. So that's always a good thing. You can see that it's over the SMA 20, SMA 50, and SMA 200. So it's definitely on that uptrend. You got its volume right now is at 962,000, where the average volume is usually only at 344. And you can see that the relative volume, which we were looking at before, now is 2.8. So that's actually pretty good. So it means that people are buying it, people are looking at it. And like I said, you would do your own due diligence and go, into this even further from there to see if it's a stock that you're looking to buy. All right. So that's how you look for sector-specific stocks. Another type of stock that you can maybe look for are stocks that are beaten down, which means that they were trading at a certain price and then all of a sudden they just either tanked or over time tanked and are now trading at lows. And usually that means that eventually, unless it's a garbage stock, it's going to come back up. So what you want to do is try to get it when it's at that low, just buying low, and then you can sell it when it gets back up to where it was trading at. So what you would do is you look for under $5 because we're looking for penny stocks here. We are penny boys. You'll look for a stock that is 0 to 3% above the 52-week high or 52-week low right here. So 0 to 3% above the low, which means it is towards the bottom of where it might end up being. And then you have the RSI, you want it to be not overbought. Because if it's overbought, then people are probably going to end up selling it. And you're looking for decent volume, so let's say over 200K. So that's one way of screening for stocks that are towards the bottom and possibly will have a run up, depending on the fundamentals and the actual financials of the stock, which we'll also be going over how to look for later on. So, as you can see now, it's down to 6 stocks, and you can see how most of them have. So this one, as you can see, the candles are kind of all over the place. You kind of want to look for something that's a little bit tighter. So you can see how all these are kind of beaten down. Like for instance, this one was trading at $1 and now it's down to 72 cents. So the hope is that it's found that bottom there at 72 cents and now it's going to fill that gap, which means go back up to $1. So you, in theory, you would either put it on your watch list or set an alert in Webull or StockWits or however you want to choose which alerts you put in or notifications. And you will be able to trade it when it's at that low and then hopefully wait for it to get back up to its high. So you can see like this one right here, Lab B was trading at $12, is now down at $3. Your hope is that if it's a good stock, which you can click it, so we'll click Acor for example. And there's those ads again for the free FinViz. This is like Hulu, it's kind of worth having the ads there for free. And then you can see, you can see it was trading up here at the highs. Now it's down here, so your hope is it'll come back up to here. Maybe even eventually up here, and maybe even eventually right here and then there, and these will be your target points. And you can look to see what the volume is looking like and the reasons why it went up. You also can scroll all the way down and you can look at different news because you want to see why it went down so hard and base your trade around that. You can also see what the pros, if you want to call them that, are saying as far as upgrades or downgrades. Right now is downgraded from $31 to $6. And it went from a buy to a neutral. You can also now look at the fundamentals here and see, what's going on as far as the financials go. So you can see it's not doing so well there. As far as the return on assets, return on equity, return on investments, you want to look for a stock that has a reason to come back up. So that's how you look for stocks that are beaten down. Now, usually those stocks take a little bit of time. They're like longer swing plays, which you buy a little bit over time, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, getting a nice average and just waiting for either news or some kind of catalyst to bring it back up. But if you're not that patient or don't feel like you already have a couple of long swings in your portfolio and you want to look for something a little bit quicker, a little more volatile, then you can go and do this type of setting, which you'll go to beta, which is a measure of a stock's price volatility relative to the market. So you want to look for a beta of over 1. You're going to click over 1, which means it's a little bit more on the volatile side. You want to look for a relative volume of over 5, which means it's super, 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 the volume's like really, really high as opposed to what it usually is. And the current volume, let's just say over 5 mil. You can do over 2 mil, over 10 mil if you're really feeling filling in. Let's do it for 10 mil for this one. So these are stocks that have a lot of volume, a lot of volume in general, and a lot of volume compared to what it usually is trading at, and is very, very volatile. So you got these 13 stocks here. As you can see, they all kind of shot up, which is how what this screener usually will show you. So let's do, so DSS, for instance, was one that shot up pretty high today, or DLPN was actually one that we got a profit on because we found it back when it was on trading lower. So you can look at these, and what you want to do, let's look at, let's see, oh, there's AFHs, which is actually another one that we made some good profit on. Let's look at one that had, so let's go for BGFV. So as you can see here, so this one already went down, it filled that gap a little bit, and it went down again, and then something happened which shot it up. So you can go down here and look at the news to see, why it shot up, and you can see if if it's based off the news. You can see if you want to get into it, see if there's a fluke or if there's a reason for it. What you would do with these types of stocks is obviously you don't want to buy up here, as that's the high. As you can see, once it gets to the high, it usually comes back down again, and then comes back up. Like here you can see it's at that high, just like it was here. It was at that high, and it came back down again, and then it came back up, did that same exact thing again, came back down again, came back up, got to the high, and it came back down again. So what you want to do is, now it's at the high, what you'll do is put it on your watch list. Because the thing about FINVIZ is you're not looking at these stocks, mid trading day or in the middle of the, pre-market or after. You're looking at this after the stock market closes, so you can make a watch list. Because that's half the battle of stock trading, is getting a watch list together once the market closes. Because when you go into war, let's just say, you want to prepare. You don't want to just run in there not knowing what your enemy is doing, or what the battlefield looks like, or any of that kind of stuff. You want to scout the battlefield. You send your scouts out there, which is what we're doing right here, is sending our scouts out there and using FinViz, and you want to see what's going on. So that's what we're doing, is we're seeing what's going on, making a watch list, we're making a plan, making a battle strategy. And so what you would do is you would put this on your watch list, and maybe you would want to see if it goes back down to, let's say, this support right here, which was that SMA 20, it looks like. So this might be one of the supports you might want to look for. So you can see if it, which it did actually right here. You can see that candle closed. So if it was up here, you would say, oh, maybe I'll wait until it gets back down to that support, which boom, it did, and it bounced right back up off of the SMA 20. So in theory, if it was up here, you would set it on your watch list. You would wait for it to get down there, and then maybe you would buy it and see what happens. Or you might say, oh, let's use one of these other prior trading prices as the support, and you set an alert for when it reaches that price, and then maybe start watching it and maybe buy there, hoping they'll come back up. So let's see, that was BGFV. We can also look at another one in that type of trading strategy. So let's look at AFH. So we actually, in our premium alert service, see, we didn't have to wait for all this to happen. We actually started trading it down here, and we made that really nice profit up here. But now, if you weren't in our premium alert service, you're kind of stuck up here in the 71 cents instead of being able to get it down here in the 30s, which we were able to do, and make that really nice 100% profit. So as you can see, it went all the way up here, and then it's coming back down to its other support, which might be right around here, is what you've been looking at. So what you would say is, when it's up here, you put it on your watch list and wait for it to get to whichever support level you're looking at, whether it be right here in that past trading high, or you can even try to see if it comes back down to the low 60s or hits one of these moving averages. So what you would do with this type of screener setting is create a watch list and wait for it to come back down again, which is a dip. So you wait for it to dip, and then you would pick it up and hope that it comes right back up again, because it has a lot of volume and it's very volatile. So your hope is that there are going to be people who want to get in on it because it's shot up, and instead of trying to get the high, you're going to try to get it, towards one of the supports at the low. Like this one, we were saying the support might have been $2, whereas other people might say, "Oh, look at it! Look at this! It's shooting up so high. I'm going to buy, 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 buy." They're going to be back holders now, whereas you're not going to be because you did your due diligence. Okay. All right. So let's say that you want to search for a low float. So what you would do is you would go. Let's say you can go under Signal and you can look for the top gainers. So this will be all the top gainers of the day, which remember you were able to look at in the home page, all the top gainers, top losers, unusual volume, all that. That's a signal right there. So you can also search by your signal up here. As you can see, you got a bunch of them. So we're going to look at top gainers. And if we're looking for a low float, we're looking for a float under 10 mil, which means a float being the number of stocks, shares that are available for trading to the public. This doesn't include shares held by insiders. So let's just say that, the stock, 50% of the stock is owned by long-term 401k people. That means that they can't sell, or it's owned by, people who basically it's already owned by investors who either can't or are not going to sell. So the float means there aren't a lot of available shares available out there in the market. So then you also want to look at, for the low float, you want to look at some volume. You want to get some good volume going on. So you want over 500K is relatively a good amount of volume. And then a relative volume, you want over 1, which means that it's trading, more than usual. And that'll give you 13 stocks as far as the low float screener setting goes. And then you can do what we did last time and look at all these and decide based off of the past trading highs and lows, the candle patterns, the fundamental analysis, which is the financials. You can choose what stock you want to get into based off of that, which we will go over all that kind of good stuff later. So this one, as you can see, it went up to $5, then it went back down to $2.50, and now it's up to $3.33. This one, for instance, you might want to put on your watch list. You got DSS, which I know had a lot of volume today. That shot down from $6 all the way to $12. Now it's down to $8. So your hope for this one maybe is that it might come back up again to around here. So I had a little W. You're hoping that it's probably gonna, it already went down. So your hopes that it'll come back up again. So you can throw that on your watch list and base it around some of these fundamentals. And you can see that June it was a buy, looking for $14, which it actually did get very close to. And you'd use all that different due diligence work, which again we'll have a class specifically on due diligence later on. Just don't want to go over too much in this one video. We're already at like 25 minutes. So that's one way of looking at some low float stocks. You can also use your signal to look for unusual volume and look for that under 10 million float. And you can even look for float short, which is the amount of short selling transactions of a given stock. So this is stocks with unusual volume, not as many stock shares available. That is getting heavily shorted, the amount of short selling transactions going on. And this is HHT, so there's only one scanner or stock came up from this scanner. And what this is basically looking for a short squeeze with this scanner setting. So you're going to click that, and this is the only one that came up for this short squeeze scanner setting. You can tweak them based off of, you can tweak the screener settings based off of what you personally want to look for, based off of your past, what worked for you in the past, what didn't work for you. Basically, a lot of this is just trial and error, and just playing around with the screener settings. But here you can see, people were shorting it. Boom, here, shorting. So up here, you're thinking that, in theory, you think that maybe it's going to end up, people are going to start selling their shares, short sales. Shares might go down again. So you're going to put this on your watch list. and maybe see if it comes back down. So you can buy it down at that low and even down at this low, and then wait for it to come back up again, and then sell at the high. Now, as you can see, it has that resistance right here. Has a little support going on as well right here. And you can use all that different fundamental analysis and technical analysis right here, and the fundamental analysis down here and the technical analysis up there to decide if it's a stock that you want to get into. And the last screener setting we'll go over right here is how to find stocks that are looking maybe to break out. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking for a stock that has a price above the moving average, the SMA 20, the simple moving average, 20-day moving average. So that means the price is trending up, especially in the short term over that 20-day moving average. You're looking for a price that has a stock that has a moving average 50 below the moving average 20, as you can see here. So that means that it's trending up because the 20-day moving average is above the 50-day moving average, which means the average price of the past 20 days is above the average price of the past 50 days, which means that it's trending up. And we'll go over that in one of our Monday classes, our trading strategy classes. And because we'll be going over moving average, we'll go over MACD and all those other kind of indicators as well in one of our classes. And over here, looking for a stock that has a moving average 200 below the moving average 50. Because in an uptrend, what you're looking for is for the 200-day moving average to be below the 50-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average to be below the 20-day moving average. And then ideally, for a breakout, you want the price to be above, even more higher than that, you want it to be above the moving average, the 20-day moving average. So that's what you got right here. You're looking for a stock that has a new high. So we got that new high in the 52-day new high. You want to look for some good volume, so I'm going to do a relative volume over 1. And this, you can change this to whatever you want. You can do over 2, over 1.5, over whatever you want to do. And what I'm also looking for is some good fundamentals going on. So I want the return on equity to be over 20%, which means that it's a good, not only a good stock, but a good company. So right there, you got over 20%. And I want the debt equity, which if you click right here, you can see the total debt to equity is a measure of a company's financial leverage, calculated by dividing its liability by blah, 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 blah. Basically, it means that it is under 1 is what you're looking for. It means that they're not in too much debt. You don't want a stock that has a lot of debt. So these are all stocks that are trending up, found new highs, have good volume, and good fundamentals. And once again, you can change your volume based off of whatever you want to do. You can do 1.52. You can do, if you want to look for a certain volume, if you want to look for a price, let's say under $5, we are looking for those penny stocks and penny boys. Although this one doesn't have any, so we'll just go ahead and look at stocks in general. And here you'll see a bunch of stocks that are looking for that breakout right here. Alibaba is a big one. These are all solid companies that are breaking out already, and what you might want to do is look for a little bit of some pullback. Like you can see, let's see, we have one that had pullback already. A lot of these are just on that solid uptrend because they're solid companies and they're moving up. So this one, you had a little bit of pullback there. As you can see, it went down to 130, then up again, down again, up again. But like I said, these are all bigger stocks. These aren't really the penny boys that we're looking for. But it's another way of looking for a company that has good financials and is trending up, some good volume, hit that high. And what you can do is you can just play around with these settings. Let's say we are looking for penny stocks. So even though it doesn't have any here, what we can maybe do is get rid of the ads and maybe change it so that it isn't on that 50-day high. And see if that does anything. And then here we go. We got one penny stock here. So that's one of the penny stocks that has good fundamentals and good volume and is uptrending. And it already had that little dip there to 494, it looks like. So you can just click that. And you remember, if you looked at the sector right here, the consumer, that one was actually right up next to technology in our groups. When we click groups, so this was actually one of the sectors that is doing pretty well. So you know this stock is in a sector that's doing well. That's also a good thing to look at. So you can see it has a little trend line going on here. So your hope is that you see how it went up, you know, consolidate a little. People were selling, getting some profit, and going back up again. People were getting some profit. Basically, you know this is a good company because you just did that screener setting, and you can even scroll down. You can see, look at that, boom, has good green going on for the return on equity. It has it's near that 52-week low. I'm sorry, it's above that 52-week low by 595%. You can see that the sales are doing well as well. You can scroll down, look at some of the news going on. Looks like open a store, which is definitely a good thing. So this is a solid stock, it looks like. And it's just been trending up, been trending up, been trending up. And you got that 50-day moving average, which is going to be above the 200, which is above the 20, like we were searching for. So this one, you know, looks like it's went down a little bit here. You're going to look for some support, and you can either use this low right here. You can use this right here, which is one of the moving averages. You might want to, you know, might think this might be the support, or even like right here could be the support, depending on how you want to look at it. And you would do some more technical analysis to find that support. But in theory, you would put this on your watch list and buy when it hits that support, in hopes that, you know, this right here is like this right here, and it'll come back up again. So we'll just do that and then start going up, just like it did right here and here. So that's one way of looking for another stock. So that's FinViz for you. Once again, that's finviz.com. I'll show you all these different great things that has going on. And as you can see, some of the futures actually changed since the video started. But yeah, that's FinViz. We will go over another FinViz trading class sooner, hopefully rather than later, but I do want to go over a bunch of different things. So we'll be doing Yahoo Finance and Webull. Probably Webull will be our next one because we have a lot of people asking about Webull. So we'll just do a big overview of Webull and how it works, how to trade on it, how to look at the different settings, how to set your different indicators and all that. We'll do some classes on indicators specifically, like moving average, MACD, RSI, volume, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be doing a bunch of different classes. I just don't want to put them all into one video because this one, as you can see, is already pretty long. I'm really not trying to bore you guys, so we'll be going over all that stuff later. And like I said, we'll do another FinViz video, probably a couple more FinViz videos, just to go over each of those different specifications just in general, and just, you know, go over it as more of a a specific class on, let's say, return on equity, return on investments, on fundamentals, on all that kind of great stuff, so that you can slowly understand how all the different things work in FinViz and just in stocks in general. So I hope that you enjoyed that FinViz class. Once again, if you haven't already, make sure that you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. You can share this video wherever you want. We can get a bunch of views going on, get a bunch of people getting some great trading tips and learn how the stock market works. And once again, if you haven't already joined us on our premium, since this video started, we already had 2 people posting profit. Someone made a nice profit off of our Spartan Energy Alert. They made $739, which is 20%. We also had Q here doing well on their portfolio off of their alert so far, which is looking really nice. That's always good to see, good to hear, because that's honestly what we want. Is we want traders to do well. That's what we're here for. We're not just an alert service. Oops. I'm banging stuff around. We're not just an alert service. We're also a trading community and a trading family, especially in the new members program. Our goal is to not only make you profit, we also want to make you better traders, because I can't tell you how many people come into our group not knowing anything about stocks, and we tell them, A, don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. B, it's good to just to look at how everything's working, to check out the Discord first, maybe hang out in the free Discord for a little bit and see how everything works, see how our free alerts go, then join our premium and take a week or so to see how that all works, because we don't want you just jumping right in. And that's what these trading videos are for as well, to help you kind of learn and kind of ease into all this stuff, because there's so much going on in the stock market and just in trading in general, and it's really, really easy to get overwhelmed and to lose money, which is what we don't want, especially if you're following some of the wrong people or the wrong forums or the wrong message boards. It's so easy to lose money and get stuck in pump and dump scams and become a bag holder and get frustrated, and then trade emotionally, and next thing you know, your whole account's just blown up. And we don't want that for you. We truly, truly, truly want you to make money, and we want to make money with you. We're not giving you any alerts that we're not ourselves getting into. And we also aren't putting out alerts that we aren't willing to, walk you through and help you with it and show you how it all works. Be it with, these trading classes, or just, our two trading gurus, Austin and Lee. They're very good about letting you know the exact entry they're getting into, the exact targets they're getting into. They'll let you know when they're adding into their position. We have a trading technique called a 25-25-50 rule, which is a great buy-in method to ensure getting the best average and to make sure you don't have a lot of risk going into the trade. We just want you to succeed, and we want to do whatever we can do to make that possible. So if you are interested in our group, check out our Facebook. That's facebook.com/group/btpenny. And check out our Discord, which is discord.gg-btpenny. And you can become a part of our amazing alert service and our amazing Trading Penny Boys family. And if you are a new trader, check out our general chat in the new members program if you're a part of our premium Discord. It's a fun place for all of us new traders just to hang out and talk. And the other night we were just talking about the most random stuff, just about Dogecoin or Dogecoin, however you say it, and just different how our usernames, how we've decided on those. We had a bunch of fun discussions about that. It's just a fun way to get to know other new traders and realize that you're not alone, because a lot of us are in the same boat. A lot of us are started off struggling and didn't know what we're doing, and this is a fun group that you can learn together. Here's a fun little chat that we had in our general chat the other night. We were trying to figure out what would happen if you had $100 and made 3% on every trade. Like each day, we're trying to figure out the compound calculations and figuring out all the math behind that, and it was a very, very fun, interesting conversation. A lot of us probably haven't been doing math equations since high school, so we were return to PEMDAS. We were trying to figure all that out. Like I said, we were going over how we made up our usernames. We were talking about Dogecoin. We were talking about just life in general, like how we got into trading and all that other fun stuff. So it's definitely it's not just an alert service. It's a fun community where we we have a lot of fun and we help each other out. And there's always someone there to answer your questions. We're not one of those pump and dump scams or whatever you want to call them. Those email services where they send you a list and then you never hear from them again. We also have a question for the guides chat where we have a bunch of great new member program guides like James Legends, who is our options trading guide. Where you can ask any question that you want. It's a judgment-free zone, a judgment-free community where we will not jump down your throat for asking a question. There's no such thing as a bad question or a dumb question. This is a place that you can ask questions, and you should ask questions, because the only way to grow as a trader is by asking questions, because if you don't know something, you're never going to know it unless you ask. So definitely make sure to check us out, because it's definitely worth not only the alerts, but just the community and our raffle drawings. Like I said, we were giving away We gave away a $100 gift card, as well as a $75 gift card, a $50 gift card. We gave away $50 to a charity of one of the winner's choices, because we know how hard it is out in out in the world, especially with coronavirus going on. We just want to make we want to make the world a better place and make you guys help you guys as much as we can, as much as possible. We help out with people who are struggling, who have financially are struggling. We try to either cover your membership if we can, or find someone else who is willing to. We have like a bunch of members already paying for other members just so they can stay in the group, because people they genuinely believe that they know that we are here to make them profit, but also here to just help them out, and to be like a landing pad for the new traders, which is what we really strive to do. So definitely check us out. Sorry this video went on forever. This is the last thing I promised. We're just going to quickly go over the post-trading homework and the pre-trading homework questions. And yesterday, our last trading class was an options trading class. And what we do is we post homework after each class based off of the videos, just to make sure that everyone was not only not paying attention, we want to make sure that everyone was understanding what was going on. Because if you didn't understand something and you're not answering the questions correctly, then I'm able to message you and kind of show you what you might have missed, or what you could learn, because that's what we're here for, is here for you to learn. So our post trading homework is, for the options class, is what is a strike price, what is a premium price in options trading, how many shares in a call option do you usually have to buy in a contract, do you own the shares when you buy a call option, what is implied volatility, and the amount of options contract traded in a day is called what. We also have some pre-trading homework, just so I can get a gist of what people know prior to going into the classes, and it's fun to see how they answer the post homework, to see the difference between what they knew going in and what they know coming out. And our homework for this class was, do you use FINVIZ? If not, do you know what FINVIZ is used for? And is FINVIZ supposed to be used before/after the trading day? And our pre-trading homework for the options class was, do you know options? And a lot of people did not. A lot of people didn't really know anything about it. So let's see what our top 3 answers are, because I know a lot of people actually were able to answer all these questions correctly, which means that they hopefully did learn something from the videos, which is definitely what we want. So let's go ahead and get the top 3 homework answers right here. And like I said, the best answers for the post homework class gets raffle points. So here is our number in no order, 1 through 3. We're going to give out 10 raffle tickets to all 3. So we have K. Options trading homework. What is the strike price? Price at which the options holder can buy or sell the underlying security. What is a premium price in options trading? Premium is price paid for an options contract. How many shares in a call option do you usually have to buy in a contract? 100. Do you own the shares when you buy a call option? No, you do not own the underlying. What is implied volatility? Risk of the underlying, such as time, price movement, earnings, etc. And the amount of option contract traded in a day is called what? Trading volume. So good job, Kay. And also, just really quickly, do you use FINVIZ? No. If not, do you know what FINVIZ is used for? No. Is FINVIZ supposed to be used before or after? I have no clue. So this person has no idea what FINVIZ is. I'm hoping that maybe Kay will win again next post-trading homework on today's FINVIZ class. Hopefully Kay learned a lot about FINVIZ during this class and will be able to answer all those questions, because I do believe that the options pre-trading homework was definitely not as, they did not know as much as they did going into the post-trading homework. So that's definitely a good thing. That's what we want people to be improving. So I'm hoping to see some improvement on this pre-trading homework now that you were able to watch the class. That's the goal. Our next winner is Q. And a lot of the same questions, a lot of the same answers were gone over here, so I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but very good job on those questions, Q. You also won 10 raffle tickets. And we got K, we got Q, we got Big Nuts 82. So Big Nuts 82, you are our 3rd winner of the homework. And your pre-homework for FINVIZ is, do you know anything about FINVIZ? No. The other question was, if not, do you know what FINVIZ is used for? No. And your third answer, I'm not quite sure. So we're hoping that now you'll be able to answer the post-homework questions of FINVIZ. So once again, that's KQ and Big Nuts 82. You have all won 10 raffle tickets. Once again, that raffle, we're going to be doing a weekly raffle every Sunday. And the grand prize drawing is going to be at the end of the month. So good luck to y'all. So that's the end of the video, I promise. Once again, remember to hit that like button, leave a comment. You can even leave a comment of what your homework question answers are. If you're not in our group, you can answer them there. I'll be sure to look at them, and maybe you can even win a discount to our premium membership if you aren't already part of it, if you answer those questions correctly. So you can go back and pause that video and see what those questions were. Answer them in the comment section. I'll be sure to look at them. We also would appreciate it if you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. There it is. I'm new to this whole YouTube game, so like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Discord, discord.gg/btpenny. That's BTPENNY. And our Facebook, facebook.com/groups/btpenny. Once again, that's BTPENNY. All right. Time for that music, time for that fancy little graphic we got going on, because nothing but the best for you penny boys and gals. So, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, it's the end of the video. That's a duck, and he has a hat. Where's the hat? It's right over there. It's like a mirror. It's kind of hard to... Anyway, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.